Warning, the following contains material that may be too disturbing to some people. Descriptions of violence, mature situations, and adult themes. This is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
All right, we're live. Welcome, everybody, to Forest of Flesh, episode 107. We're playing some Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition today, and I'm joined by these whack jobs. How's it going, everybody? Have you guys had a good week? How's everybody doing?
So far, so good.
So far, so good. Well,
No more. He was talking to the voices in his head.
Let's see if we can make it awful today as we start the suffering. Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. Welcome in. Let's go around the table. Have everybody introduce themselves, talk a little bit about their character, and then at the end we'll explain where we are right now, how things are going for you all. So we're gonna pick up with you first, Ferdy, who's playing Abe Flo for you guys. How's it going?
Doing well. I'm playing Abe Flo. Last time, Abe Flo tried to help out Myrkrið when he was in his rager. That's how far I remembered that.
Well, you didn't just try; you succeeded.
Oh yeah, you did read it. Yeah. It was hard. His constitution was great.
You did the awesome haste combo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I was watching an XP level 3 video, and they mentioned a haste thing where there was like PvP going on between it was the Chad versus Wizard video that came out recently. I don't know if you guys watch it, but the gimmick is that his wizard character's at a table with like somebody who's like a Chad, right? And they're trying to like vie for control. And so they end up PvPing, and one of the things the wizard does is like cast haste on him and then drop concentration immediately to try to like stun him and waste his turn. Anyways, sorry for that. I'm a nerd. Yes, but good strategy. Good strategy. Thank you, Ferdy. Up next, we got Mori, who's playing Lucero or Kintsugi for you guys. How's it going, Mori?
It's going pretty good. Luz is wondering just how much trouble they're in now. Considering 1, they've exposed their changeling, and 2, they've exposed they've been married.
Yes.
Get exposed.
Exposed. Good job. You tried to hide it. You slipped the ring.
But you just can't fight it
in the old pocket. But it looks like your spouse caught you out, or something like that. All right. Well, thanks, Mori. Up next, we have Kyo, who's playing Quartz for you guys. Kyo, how's it going?
Good. Running off of 4 hours of sleep, but I'm here. Quartz just is trying her best to keep the alliance strong, even though the party is killing each other. And then
I did nothing.
To be fair, he was trying to eat my wife.
Yeah, and then she usually likes secrets, but she's not sure how the secret is. We'll see what happens.
Right on.
She thought she knew Lucero.
But obviously that is wrong.
You never asked.
You think you know someone, and then they go and get married or have gotten married. Anyways,
She wasn't invited to the wedding.
Yeah, because you
Quartz, it was long before you were born.
you were trying to set Lucero up with someone and everything, right?
Yeah.
yeah, me.
Yeah.
And Baba.
Somewhat. Yeah, mostly Baba, but somewhat me.
All right. Well, right on. Thank you,
You're
Kia.
harmless. That's why Luce didn't care about you.
Up next, we got Wolfrin, who's playing Myrkrið for you guys. Wolfrin, how is the good boy doing today?
He's not good. He's bad.
And I got smacked
been
on
a
the
bad
nose for
dog.
trying to play with the wrong chew toy. So
Because it's not a shoe toy.
that has a big part. Yeah. Yeah. Myrkrið is. I think last time was the first time that Myrkrið really lost the control. So once Abe and Flo helped him out, he quickly quit the wolf form. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys really struggled for a while to figure out how to fix that situation. Might be easier next time. Just kill him.
I mean, that's what Maki-e was gonna do.
Right
We
on.
were close
Luce
to
was
killing
working
him.
on at least knocking him unconscious.
To be
I
fair,
didn't use any resources, so
he's a bit Steven Seagal. Hard to kill, you know. Did you guys like that dad joke? Okay, cool.
no, it's bad.
Until you explained it.
Yeah.
All right.
Boo hiss.
All right. You're
I
welcome.
don't get it.
You're welcome. Well, it's a movie. It's a movie called Hard to Kill. Steven Seagal.
That
That's
would
the
explain
joke.
why I don't get it.
Only old folks would know that, I guess. So.
If you have back pain, you got that joke.
I don't know why people assume because I don't know stuff that I'm just a young person. It's hilarious.
All right. Well, thank you, Wolfrin. Up next, we have the rabbit, Ella, who is playing Maki-e for you guys. Ella, how's it going?
I am a rabbit and I'm playing a rabbit. It's great fun.
It is.
I am currently in an annoyed state as things have been not fun, you know? But I
Okay.
found my target and we'll fix things soon.
You mean your spouse?
What?
No,
Right.
Target, spouse, same thing.
We'll get
Should
to
I
that.
be worried?
Yes.
We'll get to that.
You should always be worried when your spouse is like back from what, thousands of years?
And says, I found my target.
Yep.
If you fought to protect Uzuki and then they kill you,
And then she tries to murder you, it's gonna be hilarious.
Picturing that it's another old head reference for you guys, that scene from Dumb and Dumber, right, where he's like thinking about the restaurant, like he's imagining, and then he like rips the guy's heart out of his chest and the rest in like a kung fu fight. Anybody? But it's like Maki-e and Lucero, right? And it's anyway, we'll get there.
She wouldn't do that to me.
All right. Well, thank you, Ella. And last but not least, we got Zach, who's playing Candor for you guys. Zach, how's it going?
Hi. Everyone's crazy. So I'm crazy.
Welcome.
When in Rome.
Welcome
Yeah.
to Crazy Town.
Population us.
Yeah. Fair.
Hey, has Candor put the dots together where Luce has been disappearing too?
Yes, which is why you're going to get comeuppance.
I'm in
It shall be
trouble.
swift and ruthless.
Yes. But hey, you're alive for now.
That's
Now?
just a theory. Wait, no.
That's just a
For now.
theory. All right. All right. All right. All
A
right.
D&D theory.
All right. Well,
Legally
So-
distinct D&D theory.
a legally distinct, not at all copyright infringement D&D theory.
Okay, sorry.
Pat's cool about that, so it's fine.
Okay, so last time on Forest of Flash, you guys made your way to the edge of the Valley of Pained Perfection. When you got there, you encountered a creature known as Infinite Glistening Agonies. He's starting an emo metal band. And he said, "Hey, I'm making this flock, and cursed, your friends didn't pay the toll to like walk through my valley. What are they doing here?" And Cursed was like, "Bro, you need to calm down. We're here to get that vein that's behind you. It's not even in your valley. It's technically on the edge." He said, "I'm taking the vein. Leave." And you all said, "But there's a cute little bunny over there, and we got to get the." We gotta get
But most of us said there's a cute little bunny over there. Some of us said there's some prey over there.
Yeah, fair. And so anyways, a disagreement. You besmirched his good name, and something like that, and you all fought to
I
the
don't know
death.
that his name is that good.
Yeah, fair enough.
Doesn't even fit very well. I'm pretty sure he was pretty finite.
He was
We
pretty
also-
finite, yeah.
We also didn't really know about the bunny until after. It was
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah, technically it was
Couldn't
just
really
someone
tell
being
what it
attacked.
was.
Yeah.
we were more there to assert our dominance and get territory.
Yeah. So
At least a couple of you, I believe, understood the conversation, didn't you?
I understood
Yeah,
someone was
but-
getting attacked. I didn't know who it was.
Yeah.
Quartz and
Well, We also knew we were going to be attacked, so that was more that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
more of a problem.
The bunny was an afterthought.
yeah. Old Infinite Glistening Agonies is not happy with you being in their territory unannounced, and they're trying to grow a flock. Anyways, they're growing.
Well,
so,
not anymore.
Well, they were, yeah.
Yeah.
So you
He'll be up in about 24 hours, though, so we've got some time.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. We should probably destroy their brain matter.
You all had a little fight to the death for the territory, I guess. I mean, the territory is kind of just a bonus for Cursed. I mean, hey, she doesn't have to pay like anybody to come out here and like harvest veins whenever she wants to now. So that's cool for her, I guess. So yeah, you guys did that, and then there was a little PvP action afterwards where no, this is where you besmirched my good name by calling me prey, Cursed, said Maki-e, and so there was a little scuffle there. But differences were somewhat settled for the time being.
You have ruined my good bunny name.
Yes.
The honorable name of my clan.
All right, so why don't I just pull y'all back on over to the screen we left off on last time here, and yeah, so we fade back in. I think Cursed was headed toward the vein. Yeah, what are the rest of you what are the rest of you doing?
I'm watching Perception. Suspicious.
I'm
a good
thinking
question.
back, trying to remember what that big creature smelled like since I never got a description.
This one?
I can't see it. Yeah, that one.
The Garistro?
Yeah.
What would he smell like?
Chicken.
Let's see. I imagine not good.
Isn't it like sulfur and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, he's a demon, so he's gonna smell like a bit. There's definitely gonna be a strong scent of sulfur and like brimstone to him. Let me see here. There's also like a strong like musk, like a big hairy animal, like a farm animal, so like not a good smell. Let's
Right,
see.
you've lost all the horse girls.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm thinking more along the lines of bull.
Do you mean a farm animal that's been housed in unsanitary stables and not properly looked after?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, I think that's about the most of it. Like it might smell like either like a big old nasty dirty bull mixed with rotten eggs and like a brimstone smell, like a fire, or like an you can substitute bull for like elephant.
Is there a hint of skunk fumes?
Bull elephant.
Yeah, bull elephant. Skunk fumes, probably not. I mean, I guess skunks do kind of smell rotten eggy a little bit, but no.
I have a follow-up question.
Sure.
Do these things seem to bleed the same sort of thing?
Oh, does the big guy and the guys with the wings, do they bleed the same?
The enemies we fought, yeah. And does it look like stuff I've encountered, or is it different?
It's probably different. Yeah. It like they have blood. It's a bit dark. Instead of having like a red tinge to it, it might have like a black. Their blood just might just be like thick black, almost inky.
Oh God, not the inky.
Not that inky.
Mhm.
Inky like an ink pen. But no, it's not. They're not flesh corrupted or anything. If there is anything weird in their blood, it would be these guys. With their blood maybe glowing for a bit after you cut the wound. Like their blood almost like gives off really faint light. Like it wouldn't light up like a 5-foot radius or anything, but it would just kind of like glow slightly for a moment until it like the air has like settled into what comes to the surface, and then it probably fades.
Like you could see it in a dark room, but nothing around it.
Right. Yeah.
Sort of phosphorescent. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. A bit.
Firefly.
But only for like a few seconds after it hits the air. Like it's not like it stays like that.
Also, I have no idea why, but I can hear myself in your mic.
Can you?
Yeah, we can all.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like
Yeah,
my
we can
mic
hear
has been.
ourselves.
I feel like my mic has been extra sensitive lately. I don't know what could do that. I don't know. I can turn you guys down on my end a little bit. I'm wearing headphones, so like,
Yeah.
you really
Weird.
shouldn't be able
I
to.
haven't. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say I haven't noticed anything, but I did just hear haven't through my thing.
I get it sometimes if I'm a little too loud.
I used to get it sometimes if like the wires touched, like the headphone wire and my mic wire. Sometimes.
Weird.
Very weird.
But I checked, and they're not touching. So I don't know. I can try to like turn you down in my headphones a bit so it doesn't affect the stream. But if it's still going on, I apologize.
Hey,
No, just letting you know.
we'll see.
All right. So Maki-e is watching Cursed. What are the rest of you doing? You're checking out the bodies, I guess.
I'm jogging after Cursed to refill the little jug thing that he has.
Is it empty?
It has 2 left.
Do you still have it?
I mean, I guess we could use them.
Yeah, because I used it right before we ended the.
Then I think we have. I jotted it down.
Because you used it.
2 uses left.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got 2 uses left. Do you want to go ahead and use them? Is that what you guys are wanting to do, or?
If we're going to refill them, then probably, so we get the most out of them.
That's what I was thinking.
Just doesn't really understand how the thing works, so you'd probably have to yell at them.
Well, Cursed is going to go ahead and fill up a jar, a vial, or whatever. Let me see here. Where's her thing? I just want to make sure to add it to her sheet. As soon as she loads. As soon as she loads up here. I think we're good still. I think we're probably good. Roll20 hasn't died on me yet today.
Oh,
Don't
mine
jinx
did.
it.
Don't call it out. Okay. Yeah.
There we go.
'cause
That's back.
She
That was
split
weird.
up the ones that she had previously. So just gonna add 1 more to her for now. Okay. So she'll fill up 1 vial. And then she takes a step to this direction. This was Infinite Glistening Agonies, I think.
Yeah.
This one here. She reaches into her cloak and she pulls out a dagger, a very distinct looking dagger. The blade is black, almost looks a bit obsidian. The handle, like the pommel, is in the shape of a dark black serpent with red eyes. Where the blade and the like hilt meet is like the snake's open mouth, like it's opening its mouth to bite, and protruding from inside the mouth is the blade itself. So she draws this, and
That's something special.
I mean, it might be.
Oh, she's asking, or Luce is asking Cursed.
That was in character.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, as you gesture to the dagger and you say, "Is it something special?" And she nods. Yeah, she doesn't elaborate, I don't think. She draws it, leans over the body of towards the head of Infinite Glistening Agonies, and starts stabbing repeatedly. She's gonna do that for a minute. She doesn't like seem angry, really. Like she's very much like calm about doing this. Just like she's done this a lot, you know. Like, this is just another day, just mutilating a head. And she just, like, I mean, it starts turning to mush eventually. Like there's bits of bones separating from the skull, and it gets real gross. Hands is over
You
here.
gonna tell us the purpose of this, Cursed?
Yeah. She's like, she kind of like catches her breath for a second, and she says, well, don't want them remembering anything. when they come back. Don't want the trouble. This valley belongs to me now.
To who?
Me.
Yes.
I don't think she can
That's-
understand me.
Lucero or
Since I've been carrying you, I'm gonna reach over and tap and cast tongues on you as well.
Wait, what?
Luce. Luce or whatever your name is. Now I don't know, but can you give Cursed that vial so that she can refill it?
Yeah, no problem. And I'll toss it to him.
Is Cursed gonna grab the vial?
Oh, I thought you were handing it to Quartz. Yeah, if you hold out the vial for her, she'll take it. Sure. Yeah. Does it still have use in it? It's the one with 2 charges. Go ahead. Were you gonna say something?
I mean, I was gonna say unless someone else wants to take a swig of it first.
My health isn't looking great. I probably should. So yeah, I guess I'll do that.
How many uses do you think it got in there, Cursed?
She eyes it and she says, looks like 2, somewhere around there.
Even the young one got one earlier. I doubt Maki-e will use it right now. Myrkrið!
Myrkrið said, picks up and looks.
Where the shiny stuff?
Can I understand you?
Yeah, I have tongues on.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Getting half
As
the
long as you can
conversation.
understand a language, you can understand me.
When Cursed like drained one vial from the vein there, it does dim slightly. There we go.
Oh, we're gonna be back to darkness soon. Yay.
Hands is down here mutilating this guy's head with the butt of his gun, just bashing it in. Ruin starts mutilating the head of this thing with his axe.
Cursed, do those things have anything on them?
She gestures to the dead creature on the ground. She says, these things.
Yep.
Well, they do have gold on them. But yeah, she says nothing of use unless you want their parts.
Well, can we use the gold of the city?
She says, for what? Spells?
Isn't there some sort of currency down here?
She nods. Yeah. Of course there is. Not useless gold.
Oh, so they don't have any currency, just useless gold.
She says, there's a few things you can use for trade in the city. She gestures to the vein behind her. She says, light. Everyone's always looking for it. And there are coins made of a dark metal, storing. And she looks behind her to the vein again, and then to the like the vial in her hand, and she says, a much smaller amount. They whisper. She kind of like thinks for a moment, and then like she kind of like stares up into the right, like she's like considering something, and she reaches into her bag, or like her cloak, and she pulls out like a small like a small hide pouch that sort of like jingles slightly, and she unties the end of it, and she reaches in, she pulls out these metal coins. Some of them are, most of them are round. Some of them are probably shaped kind of like triangles, but they're all they're all like this black obsidian color, a similar color to the blade she carries, actually. And like she holds out like a handful of them, and she says, this is currency.
Well, you said that you paid them before for passage. Where do you think they keep your payment?
She points back towards the edge of the valley, and she says, possibly a lair nearby.
And
she kind of kicks the corpse on the ground, and she says, if I didn't know better, this one might have been consuming this gold you asked about. It's growing on him. Didn't always look like this.
If there's a lair around here, do you think there might be more of them?
She shrugs. She says, it's possible. I had only ever seen 2-3 of them at a time. She points to the big corpse on the ground over here, and she says, that one clearly was a new addition to his flock.
I think if we bring the body along, we can use it as a means of intimidation.
She says, it's possible, I suppose. Likely without their leader that they'll scatter. But that would be the opposite direction of the city.
Lucero is going to grab the vial from Cursed real quick and toss it to her.
Yeah.
Assume he catches it.
Bottoms up.
Don't think anyone has explained what this does for Myrkrið, who has been not privy to most of the conversations.
Yeah, fair.
It heals you, among other things.
As you say that, you watch a piece of flesh like pick itself up from the bottom of his jaw, waver in the air, and then come up to the top of his jaw and reattach. I already heal myself.
Aster.
Just drink it, Myrkrið.
Myrkrið sighs and takes a sip, I guess. Actually, I'm gonna roll for this.
You did it in secret.
Yeah, he like brings it up, sniffs it. You said that it smells pleasant, right? When we first discovered the other vein.
It does. Yeah, it's gonna
Like your
smell.
favorite memory.
Yeah, it's gonna. This
It's
one.
Amaranthia.
This kind in particular is gonna smell like your favorite memory. Yes, and also like if you could smell perfection, like whatever your concept of perfection is, that would also be there.
Smells like death.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I guess he
Ooh,
will
boysenberry.
like bring it up and like sip at it. I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
Did anyone tell him not to drink the whole thing? Because if not, he drinks the whole thing.
If it looks like he's about to drink the whole thing, Quartz is gonna say, "Can you just take a bit for yourself?" Jesus.
make a wisdom save, Myrkrið.
Or did
Yeah.
Did Candor get some first?
No, I hadn't.
Sorry, put it on public. Oh, I guess I have advantage because feast.
Okay.
22.
There you go.
So it tastes really good, like bliss. There's a part of you like that you feel doesn't want to let go, like just take all of the light, all of it. But you're able to like control yourself. Like you feel like you've had enough, like it's gonna heal you fine. And you can stop after one use. If you want to.
Okay. Yeah. Myrkrið looks around for a minute as if he's looking for something at like the walls and the floors that he can see. Then he kind of like shakes his head. Does it just heal me instantly or?
Like a long
okay.
rest, if I remember right.
So yeah, it does. It has the same
Take a
effect as
minute?
a long rest. Here's what I'm going to do because I haven't made an official ruling on it yet. It takes 1 minute to use. That way you can't abuse it in combat.
I was going to say that does seem a little
Good
abusive
idea.
in combat.
Yeah. So I guess everything just accelerates and everything starts healing itself much faster.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Myrkrið will hold the vial back up to Lucero.
They'll take it and look around for Candor.
Yes, I'm here.
You're gonna shake it in their direction.
What's that?
Want some?
What is it?
They keep calling it light or whatever, but it's been healing the rest of us.
Oh, healing. Cool.
It's drugs.
Oh,
Yeah,
drugs.
basically.
Cool.
I like how you get even more excited for that.
Yeah, I will come
Just
over
tosses
there
it to you.
and do some drugs.
All right.
Don't
We
do
see
drugs,
if,
kids.
So for you,
Can I see if I can talk Candor into attempting to snort it?
I mean, it works essentially like a vape, but a vape that fills you with light. But you can snort it if you want to, sure. I mean, you want to convince him, use your words.
I wouldn't know how to do that.
All right. Well, Candor, you recover all your HP.
Woo!
Make a wisdom save.
Woo! Wait, no, bad.
You have advantage.
Where'd my thing go? Hold on, my thing just died. Where'd it go? There.
Actually, I'm sorry, Candor. For you, it's not a wisdom save. For you, it's a con save.
Why?
It's a different effect than it was for Myrkrið.
How dare? It's not like I have any difference to that whatsoever.
Oh,
But now you don't get advantage.
I don't think you advantage.
Awesome.
Does not
Doesn't
matter.
He
Awesome.
doesn't need it.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, so you recover fully, long rest, all that stuff. What's your like most favorite memory look like?
Ooh. Build the beans.
I think it's a memory of like when I was a kid and I learned how to play the fucking we're
we're
which,
past him. Good.
probably the viol.
Okay. Yeah, so we maybe get like a flashback a bit with our maybe we would even use our broken style lens flare effect, but it would be like gold instead of blue or whatever. Yeah, and we see that memory for a moment. You also have this strange sense of almost like a surreal feeling, maybe. There's a term for this. I forget what it's called, but it's a sense of like coming home to something that you forgot existed, like something that feels totally normal and right, but you forgot it even existed, and you kind of have this feeling of like, oh yeah, that's what, like you're sating a hunger.
Nostalgia?
Yeah, like you're sating a hunger that you didn't really know you had until now. And you can feel like a sense of like, man, I could just like only do this. Like I could only just drink in this light. But you don't become like physically dependent on it or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the way that it goes is that's a really good what the fuck. Because I'm like, I have like some experience with psychic stuff, so my brain, so I'm like, okay, I think that was yeah, I'm not doing this very often.
Yeah, like it feels a little too right, maybe.
Uh-huh.
So does Candor just like bliss out for like a couple seconds and then it's just like stared at it like,
Yeah, pretty much. Stare.
Maki is gonna turn and look at Lucero and say, Lucero, now that half your party is drugged up, I think it's time for a rest.
And
a talk.
probably what?
You heard me.
They like turn to Candor with like a help me look.
I did not hear what happened.
Oh, Maki-e said now that half
the party's drugged up.
Party is drugged up, it's time for a rest and a talk.
Oh, I see. Nope. You get no help on this.
What a great friend you are.
What a great friend you are.
What's that supposed to mean?
Wedding.
It was over 10,000 years ago, Candor. I don't even think you were alive.
While she's waiting for them to finish their little conversation, Maki-e is going to spend some time just like tapping herself, and every time she does, she's healing herself with her hand of healing.
Oh God, I'm gonna die.
Okay.
Never good when the wife wants to talk.
Tapping.
If I die,
Yeah.
if I die, you assholes aren't getting my hammer.
I don't use a hammer, dear. Frankly, I don't think I could pick that thing up.
It's not that heavy. did you go? Okay, there's your token. I was about to be like, where did you go? I can't see you.
3.
The moment of silent panic.
Yeah.
And then the not so silent panic.
Yeah. Your scream later, I have died.
Not wanting to update.
Yay! I mean, boo.
Candor, make sure you refill your HPs and spell slots or whatever.
Yes.
Or click long rest button.
Yeah, because your token's still showing you at 29 or something.
It is? Let me try it again. Hold on.
You're out of sinkies.
Do I need to update default token? Is that what I need to do?
Did it work that time?
I need to refresh my thing because my stuff didn't.
It worked that
either.
time. We're fine.
Yeah, you're fine. All right, Ella, refresh. No worries.
I'm gonna die.
While you guys have been talking,
We all have to die eventually.
While you guys have been,
I've already
chatting,
died once.
Hands has finished mutilating the one corpse and moves up to the vein to harvest. Ruin finishes with.
I would have passed the empty vial to person before I left.
She'll take it. Ruin will start mutilating this body here after finishing with the big guy. And I think Flesh is gonna just kind of join the group.
Flesh joins the party.
They join just in time to see Luce looking absolutely agonized as they leave.
Do I see any place that looks like a good spot to sit and have a private conversation?
I mean, yeah, like you can walk around freely. You can find a spot. Like, there's plenty of places to go. You can, like, the Garistro guy was hiding over here behind this rock. I mean, you can go anywhere around the area you want to.
It probably stinks over there.
You could even like climb up on top of these mountains where I've put dynamic lighting walls. I can remove those if you wanted to climb up there.
How tall are those?
Some of those are like 60 feet up at least, I would say. Like this pillar in the middle is only like 30 feet. But like these ridges on either side where some of these winged guys were perched are probably like 60, maybe even higher in some places. Like this one might be like 100 feet.
I don't have a climbing speed. I'm not a monk. I can't walk up walls.
Yeah, Maki is not gonna.
Sure, you want to try?
You
can try.
Wall. I think she's making sure to skirt around Myrkrið. Gonna go lead Lucero up this way to the rock she was hiding behind before.
Sure.
Where did you? Can you ping yourself? I did not know where you
When they start
Literally,
walking,
they have like 5 feet of sight.
when they
Right.
start walking away, Quartz is gonna call it to Lucero. Go have your conversation. We'll talk later. And then she's gonna go to Cursed, and she's gonna say,
I'm in so much trouble.
Can you teach
you
me
went
how to
that
do
way.
The vial or the light thing that you do?
So you're gonna ask Cursed to teach you how. She's gonna say
I'm gonna die.
she's gonna say it's quite simple, really. For the vials, you'll need to talk to Hands. Hands makes them, for us anyway. But it's as simple as chanting a magic word, casting a spell. Really activates the vial, allows it to drain the light.
Is the spell different for every vial, or is it all the same?
She kind of like tilts her head back and forth a bit, and she says, well, it depends on the person who creates them. I suppose you could create them with a different spell in mind or a different command word.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll just watch you do your work, and I'll talk to Hans later. And she'll like watch intently as Cursa does what she does.
Yeah, you can understand her now, right? So
Well, I think I could have always understand her.
oh, okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
So-
me and Quartz could always understand.
Yeah. Okay, so she does the same thing where she holds up the vial, she chants a command word, which we'll just say it's like abyssal or infernal for
Vacuum.
Yeah, something like that.
Open.
Vacuum, darken, something like that, or like
Suck!
feed, suck with 3 C's, something along those lines. It drains the light. I'm gonna give her and Hands another charge, another vial, because they're both gonna be doing this. And so give me a second to do that. First, I need to dim the light quite a bit this time. So
This is gonna try to go back later and not be able to find anybody.
there's that. Let me add a vial to Hans's inventory.
Hansy.
Where the ting? Where the ting? There it is. Okay. Okay. And Cursed gets another one too. And she kind of smiles and says something along the lines of, we just might earn some profit on this outing yet. Meanwhile, Ruin is mutilating a couple of corpses over here.
Sounds like fun.
So let me go ahead and mark those as mutilated. And he does both of them. Sure. I'll move him there just in case. All right. So while all that's going on with the light, there's still one left. There's still like one charge left. But we'll get to that in a second. What is Maki-e and Lucero chatting about?
Oh, okay.
I mean, you
I
don't
was
have.
typing it up.
Oh, okay.
She was
No,
PMing to me.
I was typing it up. So once they're behind the rock, Maki-e pulls out a vial, and she says, "I would rather not have to use this, but I need to. I have a report to make." And then she holds out the vial and tells Lucero to drink it.
Luce takes it and looks between like Maki-e and the vial and downs it before going like, what is it? Some kind of truth serum?
Yeah.
Of course.
And then it's a Constitution saving throw, DC 11, unless you choose to fail it.
Lucero, knowing Maki-e would not willingly kill them, just fails it.
Cool. And then she will say, "Are you keeping any secrets?"
Love, that's our trade.
Okay. Are you keeping any secrets from me or Suki Kami-sama?
Do you trust me?
Of course, that's why I didn't want to use them.
Yes.
She crosses her arms, waiting for a more elaborate answer.
The plans have been thoroughly botched by what's been going on, though, so no need for anybody to worry.
Are you working with the just like Furukishi no Kyote?
I had to double
the-
check who that is.
Pakuto Rudo desu.
Okay, I found the first one. I don't remember who the second one is.
Do we get subtitles?
Wait, how would you find
No.
here?
You sent me the list.
I sent you. I don't think I sent you this one. I don't think you know.
Oh no,
the
I have
second
no idea
time
who
she
either of
says
those
it,
are.
the second time she says it, she's trying to say it in what would be the common. So, Pakuto Oruto desu.
Can you PM me what it would actually be? Because it is blanking right now on what it would be.
She
So
put it in.
You would probably
okay,
be
yeah.
able to understand because you've known Maki-e so long.
Oh,
Fact of the order.
yeah, Liz would be able to understand, but right now it's just like,
Yeah.
no. On the other hand, they're the ones who absolutely ruined it.
Ruined what?
My original plans.
Is this a secret that I'm going to have to tell Tsuki Kami-sama?
Probably eventually.
What is it?
It'll get me in trouble, so I'm not telling you. And they just get like this grin that she knows from all these years that they are up to absolute, like, it's absolute mischief, but people won't get hurt kind of mischief. Like, you know the different smiles that they have.
Tell me.
You're probably gonna get angry with me.
Are you going to tell me, or am I going to have to do something to make you?
Or you could have just let it be a pleasant surprise that got ruined and just leave it in the past.
But you said it's something I probably have to tell Tsuki Kami-sama.
If it ever becomes feasible again. But with everything going on, I doubt it. Considering we can die again, it's not like we're even promised tomorrow now.
Fine, I'll drop it for now. Tell me about your companions.
Which one would you like to hear about first, love?
I guess first I'll say why I'm here. You all suddenly disappeared from Tengoku. Tsuki Kami-sama received word from Niranamu-san and some of the other Botsatsu. They said that you were going to investigate something in relation to the 23rd Arukana. Tsuki-sama doesn't think that the 23rd Arukana has anything to do with the Furukishi no Kyote that has been responsible for the attacks and overall disorderliness, as well as the violence and all that's broken out. Tsuki Kami-sama has sent me to investigate why you and the others have disappeared and determine if any of you are moles for the Furukishi no Kyote, or if you're all on our side. So I need to know if any of them are suspicious.
I can vouch for Candor and Quartz. I don't think Mir is. He knows far too little. The young changeling, I'm not certain about, but that's only because I don't know them well. But they seem like they have a good heart. As far as how we got here, of all places, I'm honestly not 100%. We were at the party, which I was going to invite you to, but you were keeping down low, so I invited Candor instead with Quartz's insistence. Went to the party. Party became quite the entertainment, and not all the right ways. And because of where it was, 23rd District was between us and the wheel. So we thought, why not kill two birds with one stone? When what I would assume we attempted to enter the 23rd District, something happened, and we woke up here.
You don't remember what happened?
Not a bit. Last I remember was leaving that weird little shop in Regiment.
Oh. Yeah, that magic shop where you sold some of Segi-sama's gatekeeper's body.
Yeah, they were being corrupted by the
And
weird little gold bugs. And oh, I kept one here. And they bring out the little gold beetles.
Why would you keep that?
'Cause it's fascinating.
By the way, the shopkeeper said I was their best customer in a long time. I can't believe you guys left behind so many valuables either. And then you don't remember seeing a golden city through the door?
A what?
Okay. All right. Do you wanna tell them what you saw?
Yeah, she'll explain what she saw to Lucero.
All right. Let me I think this would be a good point, like narratively, for like a flashback scene.
Yes.
I wasn't ready for this. Oh god. Okay. All right. Give me 1 second.
You said you were prepared.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, while she's at it, while she's throwing things at you, GM, she asked about the Golden City, and then she said, "Oh, and also that weird creature in that space. You don't remember that either?"
Weird creature? What weird creature?
Well, it spoke to me
Justice.
somehow. I said something about maybe she can help you. I don't know who she is.
No, we didn't remember the Forgotten, did we?
no, you remember the voice you heard, yeah. You all remember that, I think.
Oh, the little light.
Yeah, that thing.
Oh, loose to Maki-e. The little lights.
Little light.
That's what it called us.
I don't remember what it called Maki-e. Let me see.
It wouldn't have called you prey, that's for sure.
No, it did not.
Sure, it did.
Yeah, I think it probably would have called you something similar, like Little Light, or yeah, something.
Yes,
along those lines.
I kind of remember that before waking up.
So you did it say to look for a she as well, and not tell you who this she is?
Not a clue.
What a helpful creature.
Isn't that a lot of beings up in heaven?
This is true. By the way, I have something else for you. And she's going to dig around in her pack and pull out. Oh no, my window got closed, and I have to find the picture again. She pulls out a mask that is in the shape of like a bunny, a Japanese style bunny mask. I have a picture, but I forgot to reopen File Explorer after my computer restarted.
Oops.
Now I have to find it again. Just a second.
All right. While you're looking for that, I've got handouts, 2 handouts made for what you saw when. Okay, for the flashback. So
We finally get to see what we forgot.
yeah. So this is what. So we for the flashback, we see you like going up to the door just like they did. We see you like pushing this big door open. And then we get the same shot where it's just like you with the background of the place you just walked away from, right? Like from the perspective of the open door with like this light shining on you. And then we cut to like what you're looking at, and you're like standing at the top of these like stairs or like an entranceway, looking down at a heavenly looking city. And it looks something like these 2 pictures. Here's the first one.
Ooh. Dorado.
And here is the second one. Let me make it to where it's viewable for you. That should do it. There we go. So something like that.
If I remember correctly, you said that she didn't get to like really look at it for too long before she fell unconscious, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So she probably doesn't go into as much detail, but she describes as much as she can.
Actually, there is more. There's just a tiny bit more that I didn't tell you. So you're standing at the top of these stairs. And you're looking down at this city, and then you hear a voice, a man's voice, very close to you. You get the sense that you get the sense at first that he's actually not close to you. It just sounds like he is. Like you get the sense that he's coming off. He's actually like in this pyramid in the distance, but he's able to like see you instantly, and like you feel him looking at you from that far away, and then you hear this like voice, like he's speaking right next to you in your ear, and he just says, "Beautiful, isn't it?" And then you all of a sudden like your blind sight triggers, and you feel him like right next to you. You turn to your side like to look over the shoulder of the ear he just whispered in, and he's standing right there. It's a man we've seen this guy before. Okay, we saw him in 5 Rings Crossroads when he was fighting Nurnum. We saw him make a deal with Orlin in the Feywild. It's a man dressed in gold, very either like probably like golden armor at this point, probably. And it's just like beautiful ornate golden armor. There's no helmet on it, and he's like very pale face, elven features, pointed ears, and just long blonde hair, almost like a Fabio elf kind of type guy. Very clean cut, blue, ocean blue eyes. By all accounts, a very good looking man, but there's something unsettling about his presence. So you like hear him say, "Oh, beautiful, isn't it?" And you turn to look at him, and he's just like staring into you. And he like reaches up in the air and plucks from it a golden spear. And then everything goes black. And then all the other stuff, the voice, and you waking up here.
Your description of him just plucking it appear out of basically nowhere. It just reminds me of Gilgamesh from Fate.
Mm.
All right. Yeah. So I describe as much as I can and realize I remember this or no.
You realize you remember all this.
I realize that I remember this.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I will also describe this strange person to Lucero as well.
I'll see if I can. We've seen his token before. I'll see if I can find it really quick. For some reason, it's not populating for me, so I'm just checking.
Luce's good nature smile disappears at that.
Yeah, so she'll pull out the mask and I think this'll maybe help you be a little less blind.
Oh, thank you, love. Did you make this yourself?
So what if I did?
I love it all the more. I like put it on the top of their head.
Well, you have to actually wear it. You
I know.
Put on. It won't let you see better if you don't look through it.
I'll do it in a minute. And here, I know you've been wanting one of these for a while, and they're going to take the spare bag of holding they've been carrying around.
He immediately takes it and just starts putting stuff in it.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. That's what the guy looked like. He's wearing heavy
Oh, he
armor.
did have golden eyes.
Yeah. All right.
You might not want to talk to anybody for a while.
How long does this last?
Well, I normally could end it, but I kind of healed myself instead. I need to
If you don't
rest
end it, how long does it last?
Let me find it real quick. I think it's probably an hour.
Oh, gods be damned. Quartz and Candor are going to have fun with this.
It's about as long as I need to be able to end it. But by the time I'm able to end it for you, it'll already be over.
Yeah. Let's hope Quartz and Candor don't realize I'm under this.
Right. And she's just gonna hop back.
Luce is going to slip the mask on before heading back.
The mask is actually goggles of night that Maki-e basically put into a mask. So in the picture I shared in Table Talking, instead of the mesh eye things, they're like goggles.
Awesome.
Basically a rabbit version of her bird mask.
Awesome. Well, good stuff. Very good RP. Both of you deserve a round of applause. Okay, so as you rejoin the group, what is everybody else up to? Maybe Curse and Hands have just drained their charges from the vein. There's still that one final charge left in it. Ruin maybe finishes desecrating corpses, and gathers back with you folks. what are the rest of you up to?
I was watching them.
I'm
Drop the
about to
fire.
be interrogated again. I can't
I'm definitely not slightly walking back to the group and whistling, having almost decided to go over and listen to you.
God.
I'd like to go over. I don't know if Abe Flo ever actually responded, but I was told that these guys heal. So Myrkrið is going to start picking at the brains and eating them.
Yeah. All right. I mean,
Zombie
essentially
dog.
eating the heads.
yeah, you can do that, dude. For sure.
Do I have? Well, I ate a little bit first to see if it's poisonous, but then if it's fine, I ate it all.
I don't think it's. I don't. Well, I mean, they are. I'll tell you what. Make a con save.
Sure.
You're good at these.
Yeah, decent. If I roll well.
Okay. All right. Make a perception check for taste.
For taste, sure.
Nom, 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 nom.
Brains.
I mean, it's really bitter. Like it doesn't taste good. But there's almost like a faint of something kind of delicious. There was like a really good seasoning used, kind of, but like the meat itself is gross and foul, right?
Secret ingredient, sulfur.
Okay.
The secret ingredient is light.
You're like the other the other big creature. The secret ingredient is light. Yes. And there's definitely like almost like a metallic, more metallic than normal, kind of taste to it from the gold. You can taste the gold on the brains.
Ew.
Yeah. Okay. I mean,
So I'm gonna eat all the heads from these guys.
yeah.
Depending or during the short rest.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Roll me a d4.
Didn't need
Sure.
to waste time demolishing the heads when Myrkrið can just eat them.
Well, he's assuming that they work like him, and I think if you like separate stuff, it can't heal. I don't know. We're gonna find out.
You're gonna find out.
Are you
I did also
kinda
just eat
remember
something that
what
gives me
Flesh told me?
advantage against poison.
Okay, so that
matters.
con save you rolled, you would have advantage on it.
Well, I ate it after that one when
Oh,
I realized it might not be good.
okay. Doesn't matter then. You were already poisoned.
That's fair.
Okay. So like you don't really start to feel bad until you're like wrapping up the final head, right? Like it takes a few minutes to really hit you.
This one's really big. Yeah.
Yeah. But you feel sick and nauseous. Like while you're eating this stuff, it feels really good to eat it. Like feels super natural to you. And it almost gives you like just a taste of the feeling you got when you draw it from the vial.
Congratulations, beyond disease.
But yeah, it makes you kind of sick and nauseous feeling. I think for 2 hours you're gonna have a point of exhaustion.
Okay. 2 hours. So is that 2 hours after the long rest, or
Well,
because I spend the whole time doing
yeah,
it?
I mean, if you're about to take a long rest, then you'll be fine by the end of the long
Or,
rest.
sorry, not long rest. A short rest.
No, it'd be 1 hour after the short rest because short rest takes an hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Aw, crap. How much did you hear, Candor?
Candor, if you were wanting to do that, sorry, I just saw. There's so much going on. You could have tried to eavesdrop. I would allow like what you want to roll. I mean, you're really good at stealth. You'd probably be able to sneak up, listen if you wanted to roll.
I
Perception.
need.
I'm more worried that they know that Luce has a true serum coursing through them right now.
Let's see. Low, I do it. Nope, I don't do it.
Okay.
We can somewhat bluff.
You can hear You can hear further than 15 feet.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if you were trying to be sneaky, if they were whispering.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you said, like, in character during the fight that you have that.
Yeah, so
I probably did.
I think what she's saying is like if you're sneaking up, she might have been able to spot you if you got too close or something.
Yes.
Right, but since I believe
Maki-e wanted to move away so that other people wouldn't hear what was going on, so they probably were keeping quieter. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, fair. All right. So you guys deface the bodies. Quartz, you were paying attention. You can learn the command word for their vials if you want to.
Okay, and does she fill up the vial that Lucero gave her?
I think she offers it over to you and says, like, do you want it?
like you do it.
She'll take it, and it's filled already, right?
No, this was empty. She's basically being like, do you want to, like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
just, like, I just showed you how to do it. Do you want to give it a go? Like,
Yeah, Quartz is going to try it.
All right. So yeah, you hold out the vial, the bottle, you chant the command word, and we see the last bits of light drain from this vein.
And that's 4, right?
It's 5.
4 uses.
5 uses.
She's like proud of herself that she was able to do it, and then she puts it in her bag, and she goes, "All right, well, now that that's done with, now what?" She looks accursed.
She says, we continue on towards the city, or sounds like some of your friends want to recuperate. Was anyone, you guys were talking about taking a long rest openly, right?
Maki-e said she wanted a rest, but she wasn't hanging out a long rest. She just needs a rest.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Sounds like some of your companions could use a break. She says, if you want to go for its lair, we can, I suppose, but it would cost us more time. Could be other dangers.
Well, what do
Luce
you
has
want to
flopped
do?
on the ground. They are prepared to not move.
What'd you say, Quartz?
Well, what do you want to do? We did say destroying these would make this your valley, correct? So, do you want to just leave it?
She says, I can return here to harvest more. But just because it's my valley doesn't mean there are not things here that would still try to see to my end, as it were. Those creatures by the vein where I found you, likely not allied with this one. She like kicks the corpse on the ground. Not under his control.
So then you think it's best that we leave straight away then, in case they come back.
She gives it some thought. Let me make a roll. Well, yeah, she says, well, if you're in a hurry to return to the city, then yes, we should go now.
Well, imagine we're out of the equation, Kirsten. What is it that you desire?
She kind of like makes a face, kind of, maybe she's confused or something. Oh no, roll an insight check.
Insight.
She seems like it's kind of like a surprised face, like either nobody's asked her this before, or it's not something she's really considered, at least in a long time. And she says, what do I want? And she says, I don't know. I want to not have to struggle to continue on. She says, I want a little bit of peace and not constant bickering and squabbling and scrambling for power and taking advantage of every manipulation tactic I can to garner any bit of influence, to carve out some kind of hovel to lay down in. She says, I want more light, all of it. We cannot always have what we want.
But we can always strive for it. So if that's what you want, what do you think is the best way to get it?
She says, well, there are a couple ways to get it. But there's a contact I need to introduce you to first. It's closer to the city. And long ago, when I first arrived here, I heard a voice. One of the first things I remember about this place. The voice told me that one day I would meet someone very strange, someone from beyond the veins, beyond this darkness, that when I do, I would know when. And that I should help them find a way to escape this place. There's only one other soul. She pauses for a moment. One other creature in the void I know seeking to escape this place. And I think that I am intended to introduce you to her.
Okay, that's. I have a lot of questions. You said a voice spoke to you. What did it sound like? And do you know who it was?
She shakes her head. Don't know who it was. Perhaps one of the demon lords. They manipulate a lot of the creatures that dwell here. Some through easily observable tactics, others through deals or through power exchanges between their generals.
So, do you feel like you're being manipulated by this voice?
She says, my gut tells me that while it sounded terrifying, it was telling the truth.
Okay, well, it's always good to trust your gut. Next question. You said you arrived here. How long ago was that? And where did you arrive from?
She says, she kind of like shakes her head to like side to side, and she says, don't remember where from. I assume I was killed, maybe. Like, she points to the corpse on the ground. Head destroyed. Don't remember anything before. None of us do. She says, woke up on the ground, not near a vein, like you.
And was this the same for all of you?
She says, most everyone has a story like that. Some of us have even seen it happen. She nods to like flesh, and she says, happened to that one quite recently, actually. We all saw it. And as far as how long it's been since that for me, some time, few hundred lapses, maybe few thousand.
Okay, well, this person that you're trying to introduce to us, what's their name? And who are they?
There's like this long dramatic pause. And she says, we call her Faithless Sorrow, but she never liked that name. Always insisted on something else. Strange name, like yours.
What does
Hands.
she want to be called?
Hands, do you remember Faithless Sorrow's name? And Hands is like, you mean the one she doesn't, the one she likes, right? And Cursed's like, yeah. And Hands is like, it was something like, was it Nell or Mel something, right? And Cursed kind of like snaps a finger, and she says, Melora, I think.
Ooh.
Son of a.
Candor, are you listening to this?
Yeah,
You should recognize the name.
I'm just letting it happen.
You should, yeah, just so you know, you should recognize the name Melora. because your spell, the person trying to cast it was Melora.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So
Well, the rest of us saw it too, right?
You, me, and Candor know that name.
I'm pretty sure all the rest of them heard it as well.
Everybody but Myrkrið.
Oh yeah, because you were out partying.
Maki-e also doesn't know unless it's something that her Arcana's intelligence would have told her about.
I have a question, Rambler.
Go ahead, Wolfrin. I'll get to that in a second.
So would the name, because they're speaking in Abyssal, right? And everyone else has spells to try and understand. So when they say that, is it just in common? Melora in
like
common? Because it's a proper noun?
Yeah, exactly.
Right, exactly. So I'm just like, at least that sounded different from the rest, but I don't know who that is.
Also, Lucero goes from like being flopped down on the ground to sitting straight up.
I think
Candace's
Martha
expression
Miller-
doesn't change.
Melora. Hey, Candor, wasn't that name? That thing? She like looks at him.
What name?
That message about the fool. The one you showed us?
I'm not sure.
When you say the words "the fool," some of
This is what I was trying to avoid.
Some of the they can't help it. Like they just kind of like the.
Wait, is this in Abyssal or is this in Common?
Common.
Oh, so they wouldn't understand.
It doesn't matter. They don't know what's happening.
Yeah, the fool's probably going to be most likely the same, just like Melora would be the same.
They all take a step back from you and hiss like in pain for a second.
Oh, right.
Like it's
an art.
They don't consciously they're not trying to do it or anything. It's like a reaction. Their faces don't distort or anything, but they look like the way the light glints off of them, the bit of light or dark vision that you're using to see, like they look more demonic for a second. Like their eyes look wild and they hiss in this like animalistic way, and they kind of like recoil from you for a second. And Cursed says like once it just takes her like a second to recover. It doesn't actually do damage to them or anything. She says, I told you, be careful about who you say that kind of thing around. She kind of like recovers herself a bit.
Do all of y'all respond that way?
You're asking her if everyone responds that way. She says the creature you mentioned you shouldn't use its name. They're dangerous creatures, okay? They torment us. She says maybe more powerful demons could stand their names being invoked like that, but it's quite painful to us.
Lucero just gets this like
how do they
crap-eating
torment
grin
you
on this face.
You say, how do they torment you? She says, I'm not a record keeper, but I've heard stories. of them having war with the demon lords, with stories of them lighting up the dark, burning everything alive in it. She says stories of torture, being locked away in a bright place that burns away at you for eternity. Stories of them using you for their own means, driving you mad and invading your mind and overtaking you, forcing you to serve them. She says there's enough of that here already. We don't need something so foreign to cause more damage.
Understandable.
We had the same idea.
Who's that?
Oh, look at that tower. I mean, if you're just like that tower, like it's not gonna do anything. But you were specifically like
It's invoking it as the Arcana.
Yeah, there's a certain level of intent to it. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's not just the word. It's like when Maki-e says Tsukishime sama, it would trigger as well, even if they don't know what that means.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I didn't know what that means, so if I had noticed, then I tried to look up some of the stuff you were saying, and I was like, "Oh man, this is really good." But I didn't get everything.
Suki is moon, and then the other one that I said, I think it was Seige or whatever. That's justice.
Okay. There would be a similar reaction too. Again, it doesn't like do damage to them. They just kind of like recoil instinctively, and it does cause them some pain, but it's more for
Do they
flavor.
always hiss?
I mean, sometimes they may growl, or may like kind of yell out in pain a bit. Yeah.
So, and Lisa's looking at him. So just to be clear, none of y'all have ever been done to.
What? Sorry, none of y'all have ever been what?
Like tortured or whatever.
She shakes her head. And not that we can remember. No. Lucky enough not to run into them.
And is there anything I can roll that I can see if anybody in heaven would have actually done this kind of thing that they're talking about?
History, religion. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like stuff that heaven would do, certainly from a different perspective, right? Like heaven's known to like send things into the void as punishment, for example. Like there's the whole story we learned earlier in the campaign with the Leviathan Tiamat, right? And the gist of it was that Tiamat rose up against heaven, was part of the great war that happened when the first primordials like ascended to heaven to like actually found heaven. Some of them didn't agree, right? So
But I'm more talking about like on like people on their level.
Like, do they come down here and kill civilians? Is that what you're asking?
Or like abduct them, from the way that it sounds, to torture them?
They might lock up a demon, like if it got out or something, especially like if it found its way into the world, or something like that, they might lock it up and torture it, to get information. It's a demon, it's evil. Like, that's you don't play nice with them. If they can, they would most likely just kill it. A lot of the forces, especially the tower, would do. The tower would like destroy whole cities in the world just because of like a demon infestation. They would just be like collateral damage with the people in our own cities. So, I mean, for the most part, like heaven would kill any like demon that they encounter, except like the devil. Obviously, like there is some, like the devil is an arcana, so there is some aspect of like demonic influence even in like the arcana.
Right. It's like the two sides of every coin kind of thing. There must be evil for there to be good.
Yes. Yes. But they're they're enemies for the most part. Because they do a lot of bad stuff, like as far as like invading the world and killing a bunch of people and stuff like that.
Yeah. But from the sounds of it, they're making it sound like they'll just like randomly come down and attack people.
Yeah. Now, part of that you would probably know with a very high history check. Part of that could be like propaganda, or there could be an element. Perspective, brainwashing, even like who's to say? She said she heard the stories, right? Who's to say who told those stories, or if they even told them accurately, right? Like, it's possible that the stories she heard was told to somebody in order to make them afraid of these things and not trust them, right? That's entirely possible, but there is also that physical reaction they had to you mentioning an arcana.
Well, it's more Luce is trying to understand if this is like some innate instinct that has been ground into them, or if this is something that has been taught to them that they can overcome.
I think there's a bit of both to that. There's a bit of both there.
Right.
Not to say it can't be overcome. Like it maybe
it's nature and nurture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like these are two.
But I mean, if it's like pure nature, it's a lot harder to do versus like if it's a mix or if it's just pure. Somebody's filling their head with lies.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. Like, obviously, like Candor doesn't recoil when you mention an arcana, right? Like he doesn't, and by all accounts, these, for the most part, these things are tieflings. So what's there's something different about Candor, maybe, or there's something different about these tieflings. You'll have that up to you to figure that out, I guess.
Luce is definitely looking between the two. There is a calculated look on their face.
What are you giving me that look for?
Wait, aren't you wearing the mask?
Yeah.
Candor can't see.
They probably
You're not
know,
exactly close. I was about to say, you have to like move your head.
Yeah. I was about to say, Candor probably also knows Luce well enough too. Just thinking.
About?
There's some truth to the stories, yes. But it also doesn't line up with how they act. I feel like whoever's spreading these stories isn't telling the whole truth.
Oh no, all the best lies are coded in half a truth.
Yes, but they're doing it explicitly so to make them fearful.
Well, I mean, fearful people are more easy to control.
But you would think if they wanted to rise against them, they wouldn't be fearful of them.
Back a rat into a corner and they'll still bite.
True. Then again, maybe I'm just too old for all this.
You are quite old.
Lucero flips Candor off at that.
Lucero, how old
Does
are
the
you?
same to you.
Decided to lose count after hitting over 10,000.
Over 9,000.
Cursed. Well, if you think that we should meet them, we should head there.
I thought we were going to rest first. Not to mention, didn't you say you wanted to talk Quartz?
True, but Cursed did say that there were more of those creatures that we fought earlier. Those beetle-looking things that attacked us in that other vein. They might be heading this way.
Cursed
So you
shake-
wanted to rest.
Cursed
This may
shakes
not be
her
the
head. She says, they usually don't leave the valley, but we did just find one of their veins at its edge, so perhaps it is expanding, like Agony said.
Haven't we technically already been starting our short rest?
Yes, I'm like,
So-
you guys can actually, if you guys want, you can go ahead and mark your short rest as completed. You can roll your hit die and all that stuff because I'm gonna let you take a short rest here. I'm not gonna interrupt it, so I would like if we can play out the conversation as if an hour has gone by while you guys are chatting, if you want. I'll
I
try to
think
get.
we'll be all right, Quartz.
Very well. Let's talk about you then, Lucero.
Must we?
Yes. Clearly, there is a lot I do not know about you. You said this is your wife?
Yep. If Maki-e is close, they'll pull her into their lap.
And when did you get married?
Oh, long before we died.
Marriage of love or marriage of convenience?
Considering I brought next to nothing to the table, it was of love. At least on my end, I can't say for her as they like toy with an ear.
And what was her name again?
She would prefer all of you to call her Uzuki-san, while I get the pleasure of calling her Maki-e.
Uzuki-san, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Who are you?
This is Quartz, love. She works for the devil.
Another.
She'll
reaction.
whisper the last part. She whispers the last part.
All right, sure.
Quartz-san.
Uzuki-san.
The way she says it is as if she's trying to make sure she remembers
The name.
And so you had a wife all along. Where has she been?
That's
Doing
not
jobs.
something you need to know.
What did Lucero say?
Doing jobs.
And what jobs?
They just shrug.
Yeah, Maki is elbowing you.
I mean, they legitimately wouldn't know, so I mean, it's being truthful anyways.
I mean, you technically only need to speak the truth, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can choose to not say.
Do you guys live together?
No. I've been in Sun for quite some time now.
Do they shudder when you say son?
Or
If you're just talking about the area, then no.
The territory.
Yeah.
So you're in Sun, and where has she been?
here, there, a bit of everywhere.
Okay. You know what? Let's get down to the nitty-gritty. How did you guys meet? Where did you guys fall in love? Tell me all about it.
Oh shit.
You don't need to answer that.
Why
Are you
not?
gonna answer it, love?
No.
This is very important information.
Why?
Because this is
Because
the
they're a
kind of
busybody.
info Court dies for.
First of all, Uzuki-san, this is important information to our team dynamics. You know? Lucero, I thought I knew everything about them, but clearly they're hiding a 1,000-year-old relationship that I didn't know about.
And how do I know that you won't use this information that you learn as a mole of Furukishi no Kyo?
What the heck is that?
What?
Fakuto rudo desu.
Again?
That's Candor.
Hi, you can call me Candor. What the heck are you talking about?
Candor-san. I'm here to try and find mole.
We haven't seen any moles yet.
What if he says moles though? Luce plays with her gloves a little bit.
So are you saying that your love story is dangerous information?
He thinks anything and everything can be used against her.
I mean, technically speaking, she's right.
So then we should just not tell anything to Uzuki-san then.
I mean, if the information only works one way, then yeah, it's kind of unfair. So yeah, unless you want to hear anything from us, that's about it.
Well, if you can prove that you're not a mole of the Facto Oruto des, then
Still don't know what that is.
she's gonna look at Lucero.
The Pact
you-
of the Old Death.
Can you prove to us you're not a mole? After all, you're the one who's new to this group.
If Maki-e was the mole, we'd all be dead.
Number one, I doubt that. Number two, still doesn't say anything. Also, how do you know that this is actually Maki-e or Izuki-san?
Yeah, I haven't taken my mask off once.
Lucero is just gonna
Still
like
doesn't
reach
prove
from
anything.
the back and pulls it off.
Oh, she will slap your hand.
Come on, take it off. Show them
No.
the face.
Isn't hiding your identity mole-like behavior?
Come on, show them your
Not necessarily.
face.
Besides, this won't prove anything.
Oh,
We have
it
two
will.
people in the
Trust
party
me.
that can.
From my side, it'll absolutely show it to me. Show them your face, love.
Okay, but that doesn't mean that you haven't been compromised.
Me? Really? With how much I was slacking off?
Exactly.
The
You'd have grown more concerned if I actually started working. Let's be honest here.
Depends.
She will remove. She'll go to remove her mask, but before she does, she'll say, "Not a word," and then she'll remove it.
I'm imagining like you pulling off the mask and it's like the Oogie Boogie Man from Nightmare Before Christmas.
I'm the Oogie Boogie Man.
Do we have a picture?
I will put one in
And whatever y'all say about it, it has to be in character.
Oh, awesome. I feel like I gotta make this your token now.
Where is it?
Technically,
Inspiration.
this one is the one I was going to use for a token, but I really liked having
The only thing I have muted.
All right, let me upload it to Roll20 really quick, and I'll let the audience see it too.
Lucero like picks her up by her, puts their hands under her armpits and like picks her up and shows her off to the group. Simba style. Like, look at her!
She is going to kick you in the
All right, Ramblers, let's get rambling.
They don't care, they just continue.
Oh, thanks for the follow, Parallax. Welcome to the Ramblers.
Does an 18 hit you?
Yes. Just
Alright,
barely,
it
but
is-
yes.
It is non-lethal, but she
There
she
goes my
kicks
temp HP.
she kicks you in the face.
Here you go, audience. That's what it looks like. That's good stuff. All right.
They like pick her up to show her off, and she just like back kicks him in the face.
Bunny kick, literally.
Yeah. Put me down.
No.
You have such a beautiful face. Why do you hide it behind the mask?
I'm confused. This looks normal.
Oh, they
It's
didn't say it.
beautiful's not the first thing that people usually say.
What do they usually say?
She crosses her arms and looks away.
Can I use? If I use the spell message, would Maki-e be able to hear what I send to them?
You do whisper it, and I do have a passive perception of 20.
I would know that, and I'm not going to risk my life for that.
I mean, I could just link us all in telepathically.
Wait, aren't you guys all already in a telepathically?
No,
we
I
didn't do
hadn't
that
done it
today.
yet.
Oh, I think.
Abe Flo, come see my wife.
Oh, yeah. I
She's
guess they
cute.
wouldn't hear. The whisper is apparently silent.
It says, and you whisper a message.
That
The target
you
and
can
only the
hear.
target hears. Yeah. So by definition, nobody can listen into it.
I'm gonna see, because I always assumed that it was only that target hears when it's the distance, but if you're right next to the person, I thought you could still hear it.
I'm like currently holding her and like she's in my lap and stuff. Not to mention I would have to set her down to do it since it needs verbal and somatic.
If it's got verbal components, you might like. I guess it would depend on how we flavor it. Like, you can flavor it like when you cast a spell, you just speak like the spell component word, and it's not the message, which I think makes sense. Kind of. I could also see it where like you might whisper the message lowly to convey it, but I think that's kind of up to you guys. If
I think she spent a long enough time with me though, she would either she would know what the cantrip is and know I'm telling them something I don't want her to hear, or by me setting her down to do the semantics of it, she would just be like, no.
Yeah. I mean, if if you don't want her to hear, I don't think I don't think they would hear if you don't want them to hear.
I've already had 12 HP knocked off me. No, thank you. I'm good.
This seems abusive.
You get used to it after a while.
Yeah, yeah, that's what, yeah.
That's not good. Red flag. So you're not a mole then? Or how are you going to prove that to us?
Well, I thought y'all were going to call her something else. And the way she responds to those words is how I tell.
That
Do you say that out loud?
Yeah.
You wanted us to respond a different way? What do you mean?
Not that I wanted you to, but it's just how it usually happens.
I don't know that necessarily would prove that I'm not a mole.
No.
It would just prove that I am me.
Sweetheart, if you were a mole, you'd probably be getting called it every other day. It wouldn't last.
What?
No idea.
You just like pet her between the ears.
Well, anyways, so clearly you don't trust us, and we just met you. How do we move forward from here? Clearly you mean to join us, or am I wrong?
You guys just keep doing what you're doing, and I keep observing you for the mole, assuming there is a mole. There could not be a mole.
Why?
Should
we allow you to do that?
I only heard what Candor said. What was the rest? What else?
Myrkrið said, do moles have a particular smell?
I don't know. They might smell like...
Trail.
Sorry, I have to scroll to my notes.
If you have a sample, I might be able to find the mole.
Ooh. Oh no, I can't. I have a sample, but I don't think you want to smell it.
Oh, he's been smelling a lot of things.
What?
What did you bring with you?
Oh, well, there was someone I'm pretty sure was a mole that you guys left behind at the party, and I just harvested something of theirs.
Oops. Behind at the party. Who?
Did I know?
Are you talking about Grudra?
I don't know if I knew her name. Would I have known her name, Ramblin?
Dragonborn?
Make a history check.
Not my best, but not bad.
Yeah, you'd know her name.
Okay. Yeah, when you say was it Gudra, I will nod.
Didn't I eat that person?
Eat her head.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Delicious.
I guess there's plenty left.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. It's all good.
Well,
and-
none of us here are allied with her.
Yeah, we did
Uzuki.
destroy her.
Go on.
That bitch.
He came after us while we were resting.
Well, technically
Decided-
after we were resting, but close enough.
Well, she came after me specifically.
Also decided to attack Rifa.
Yeah, the Bosatsu did. So
And
I forgot you called them that.
how would you know a person is a mole?
studying them, waiting for them to reveal their true nature. She is not going to take her hand. Going to stare at you.
No, you said that you
viciously.
had something.
I had. Oh, I see. She's not handing it over. What do you want?
Wolfrin's a good tracker.
Give me the spell. Or the smell.
You don't. If you smell it, you might not live.
Love, what did you get?
I think I'll be alright.
It's poison.
Oh, sweetheart
I should be
Kana, you
fine.
did not get what I think you got.
I'm guessing the hiss.
Well, there was 2, but I only managed to get
Yeah.
1, and I don't want to waste it.
Why?
He rambled.
Yes.
Actually, it might be a question for Azuki. What does Suzuki smell like?
Like a bunny?
Bun,
I
bun,
don't.
bun, bun.
By the way, don't worry about him. He's immune to poison.
It'll be fine. Let me smell it.
Yeah, but if I let you smell it, that means wasting it, and it's very powerful.
He seems confused by this.
A poison
It's a-
wasted by smelling?
Remember, it was a gas.
Oh.
I only need a small bit.
Just a second. I need to find how I stored it, because apparently it's not right.
I think it's in our DMs.
Yeah, that's what I'm going through, but there's so much. to sort.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Let's try typing in harvest and see if that gets for me.
And searching poison doesn't help at all.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, I got it. Here's the description of the item that I wrote. I'll copy it and paste it again, but I'll just read it off. This poisonous gland is filled with gurgling green liquid that rapidly expands into a gas when exposed to open air. As an action, you can throw this gland up to 20 feet, exploding on impact. Make a ranged attack against a creature or object. Alternatively, you may designate a point on the ground within range. Any creature within 20 feet of where the organ explodes must make a DC 22 con save, taking 22 d6 poison damage on a fail, or half as much on a success. Any creature or object struck by the gland takes an additional 3d6 bludgeoning damage from the force of the impact and the explosion. The gas spreads around corners.
You gave her a tear gas grenade?
I sure as shit did. Hey, she had a really good idea, and she rolled well, if I recall. She rolled well. I
rolled well on the second one,
yeah,
but
you
the first
failed
one I
on one.
ruined.
Yeah, you ruined the first one.
Is that considered a magical item? Or is it like a body part?
I don't know.
Show it to Quartz, show it to Quartz, show it to Quartz.
Is
The second you start mentioning what it is, Luce is like, take it out, show it to Quartz, show it to Quartz, show it to Quartz.
I don't think a gland would be a biological item.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
it's a piece of a thing.
I think Dragon's Breath doesn't actually count as magic, a magic spell. Nope. So
not a spell, it's just magical, yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's essentially Dragon Breath gland. Like, that's essentially what she's got. So, but it's not a magic item. Like, it's not. Yeah, it's just the actual gland. Like,
she got the glandular.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah, Luce is very excitedly like,
Do you
if
pull out
Maki-e
the gland?
describes it.
If you insist, she will pull out what she has.
Still waiting,
yeah. But she won't hand it over because she does not want you to, like, release it.
You know what I'm thinking, right?
Oh, of course, yeah. Myrkrið will sigh and then like lean over to smell it. I took a poison breath to the face, so do I smell that through it?
Yeah. I mean, you might.
It'd be a familiar scent.
Yeah. I think even with it like closed, you can tell what's in there by the smell. The same way like a dog would be able to smell a vacuum sealed something hidden in your car.
Bag of treats.
Yes,
my dog.
A police dog would definitely be able to smell a vacuum sealed bag of treats in your car trunk.
Yep.
Always. We all know this.
No, like I get a package and my dog knows when it's for her, so.
So, isn't that the creature that we killed? So they were a mole and you found them?
Well, I'm assuming they're a mole if they attack.
Does mole mean enemy?
A
Yes.
mole. For, like somebody who sneaks in, makes themselves like they're one of the group they're sneaking into, spying, going in to cause trouble, but they blend in, they make people think that they're good or safe to talk
An imposter.
to. Yeah, that'll work.
Myrkrið takes a second to think and then he says, is that what Lucero was?
Huh?
You took a different form, befriended people.
I mean, if we want to go
Found
by
out
that, so
information.
is Abe Flo. That's just how changelings are, sweetheart.
Are changelings moles?
Not all of us.
Nope.
It's a profession that the race was very good in, but not all of us did that.
Have you ever been a mole, Lucero?
Before heaven.
It was for a greater cause, I assume.
Sometimes. Sometimes it was just for the easy coin.
Quick question: is this conversation still going on during our short rest, or is this after?
Well, I mean, you haven't been talking for an hour yet, so it could still be.
Okay,
within
so it's still during. All right. Just trying to figure out if Lucero still under the effects of the serum.
Yeah, that's what they're so fucking chatty. Let's find out an entire character's backstory this episode. Why don't we?
I mean, we have to do one, otherwise we won't level.
Great.
I attack. No.
That would be a way to make up for it.
See, there
Yeah,
goes
Myrkrið just seems confused and annoyed.
Abe and Flo into Abe now.
If I smell that again, I'll let you know.
I don't think you will if she's dead.
I will fix Ferdy. Give me 1 second.
If the mole is dead, why are you searching for them?
Well, that one is. They're all over the place. She will explain further stuff she said to
How many
Lucero
are
earlier.
they thinking there are?
We don't know. We just know that they are the ones responsible for all the attacks and violence and other crazy things going on back in Tengoku.
I haven't used it in at least a millennia, but do you think it's time to use the old death's old face?
Why?
Well, I mean, if we need to get in there, figure out who the moles are firsthand.
Well, the moles are everywhere. Apparently.
They've got to return at some point.
But wouldn't that just put you in danger?
I'm sorry, what are we talking about?
Maki-e will look at Lucero to explain.
Well, I mean, I'm a changeling. That's kind of obvious now.
Right.
This is my sun face. I've been around for 10,000 years. Obviously, I've gotten around to the different areas.
He's been around a few times.
Ish.
So
This
what-
was before I realized what Old Death was up to. I did spend some of my free time in their area, and I have a face for that old pact.
So you were a mole.
Oh, we lost somebody.
I'm changing my
Oh.
thing.
Oh, okay. It's kinda the job. I mean, let's be honest here. All the Arcana keep an eye on all the other Arcana. It's not exactly a secret.
Just keep saying Arcana so they keep flinching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say by this point they've
They've left us
Moved
alone.
away.
yeah, they've probably moved like away from
We
you
have our little
guys.
camp. They have their little camp.
Like at least
Like 100 feet away.
at least a little ways away for sure, yeah. Actually I might
Okay.
move a bit further.
Can't see them.
They'll go hang out
I
where
can
this
only see
guy
Maki-e, Myrkrið, and Quartz.
was over here. That's where they'll be hanging out.
Are you wearing the mask, Lucero, or no?
They probably would have popped it up on the top of their head at this point, so that way people can read their expression.
Hey Ferdy, just so you know, we got no cam for you right now. I don't know if you know.
Oh, all right. Oh,
You don't have to.
should- let me just fix it.
Before we continue this discussion any further, who are the rest of you?
That one over there, and they're gonna point at Myrkrið. That's Myrkrið. He has been our guest of honor. He works with.
Myrkrið-san?
Yes. He was also the puppy dog that was trying to eat you earlier.
He will mutter
works-
under her breath, Baka inu.
He is our honored guest from the flesh.
Ally now.
Yes. Then over there, they're currently in their Abelona phase, or Abe for short. And then they also have another one called Florentine or Flo. And then they use their true face quite a bit. And we've kind of been calling them Abe and Flo, but I think they prefer the Diviner
Hello.
for that one.
She
And I try
pauses
to hold your hand and like do a shake.
She will ignore your hand, but if you look like you're trying to do like a formal greeting, she will give you a bow instead.
And then when you bow, she tries to like grab your ear. Oh, fuzzy.
They are
uh,
a baby
try
changeling
or
from the wheel.
actually.
They'll try to like like a pat for like a pet. It's like we have Myrkrið, but he seems feral. This one seems a little bit nice.
What's
And
your AC?
23.
No, Maki-e!
23? Okay. She swipes at you and you pat her head. But we'll
Luce like tries to tamper down her arms.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
Jones.
shouldn't have done that.
He's fine, just temperamental.
What is their name? Uzuki-san?
Yes. Or if you really want to get their favor, add Dono to the end. That really gets her to like you.
A donut?
Oh no.
She looks at Lucero like, stop saying all my secrets. And then she will look
Lucero
at
just grins like a fool.
she'll look back at you're in Abelona right now.
Yeah.
And she will
Oh wait.
she
this is-
will say Aberona-san. What
Mhm.
was your other name?
Florentine. And then I change into my brother's form.
Florentine-san.
Oh crap.
Why do you add this name to them?
Because I don't know them.
For her group, that they're respectful. The respect thing. Because I've known her for so long and her being my wife and everything, I've earned the ability to drop them. But trust me, when I'm in enough trouble, I have to use them true. But it would it's also similar to being like a Mr. or a Miss style thing.
Strange. Myrkrið is going to shake the nut and then offer it over to Lucero. It's glowing now.
A nut?
No?
Yeah, it's like a
Where did this
baseball-sized nut.
you're
Myrkrið took
talking
one out of
about
his
it in
pouch.
your- I see.
Yeah. Here, so you can see.
You
If it stops
take
glowing,
it
just
and
shake it.
look it over. What is this?
It's a plant from my homeland.
Are you handing over to Maki-e?
Lucero.
Lucero.
Lucero would hold it to where Maki-e can see, though, since they're in her lap.
Myrkrið, where is your homeland exactly?
I don't know. We didn't have a name for it. It was home.
Fair enough. Back to you,
Popa didn't
Lucero.
tell me.
Yes.
Go on.
You never answered my question. Where did you two meet?
The Feywild.
And how did that happen? Did you just meet through a friend? Did you?
You saw my other face back there, Kensuji, right? I was watching her village for about 2 weeks. I had never seen Herringun before, and the Kensuji you see today is very different from the very beginning. Love, how would you describe some of my first attempts?
Poorly.
I did not understand the anatomy at all.
So you saw her from afar and you made attempts, huh? What was your first attempt?
I was walking through town and, well, they're fairly secluded, so they weren't used to outsiders to begin with, so stupid me stuck out like a sore thumb to begin with. And she was the only one brave enough to ask me what was wrong with my face.
Maki-e crosses her arms with a smirk.
While there's a bit of a lull here, Myrkrið steps out, like staring out into the dark, just like looking for threats, checking the perimeter, that kind of thing. And we can hear like people talking behind you, kind of muffled, as you're like, you get a bit of distance from them and you're just like looking out. You hear something faint in the distance. It sounds like a good ways away, like a serious distance away, kind of echoing off of the stone. And it's the direction that you all were heading. And it sounds like faint, sort of like sobbing sound. It's quite loud, but it sounds like a single person. It's kind of feminine, and there's almost like a musical quality about it. It's quite sad sounding. Let me see. I think you got to make a check here because you do hear it. Let me check. Let's see. I think. Do you have any special bullshit for charms?
Yes, I think I have advantage.
Okay.
Technically an elf, still.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's wisdom save. You have advantage.
For charms. Okay. Oh, I guess feast too.
Oh, there
okay.
you go.
Yeah, crit 20. All right. So you like you have this feeling of you can tell right away that it's a compulsion. And you're able to resist it. And you can tell that it's like it wants you to come toward it. Like it's almost like a siren song, you might say.
When I hear it, since I succeed, can I... I'm just kind of like slowly moving. Can I try and pretend like I haven't noticed anything?
Yeah, sure. Make a performance check.
Good at those. Sure. I don't have advantage. 3.
Okay. All right. If anybody
And then
if anybody's watching him, something about his body language seems kind of off. Like he turns in one direction suddenly, his ears perk up, and then he kind of goes back to normal, but he keeps looking back in that direction or something, you know?
Yeah. So my intention, I don't know that I suck at this. So my intention was to not react immediately, take a few more steps, then stop and see if I can notice any difference in the sound. See if I notice it noticing me.
No, it doesn't. Like, it doesn't seem to notice you. Like, it doesn't change. Now, like in volume or direction or anything. Now, like the it's not like a loop or anything, so it would be different sobbing that continues, you know. But it's very distant. But it's, you know, there's not a lot of stuff to absorb sound around here, so it's kind of carrying. Yeah, it's carrying off of like these hills and in the stone and stuff.
Well, if I don't notice it notice me, then I will return somewhat quickly to the group and say, there's some sort of sound out there.
Is it cursed and them talking?
No, it's coming
I
from the
don't
other
think
direction.
you would alert us if that's it.
There's a musical quality to it. It beckons.
Luce would look at Maki-e and get up, still holding her.
I'm going to investigate. If I don't come back, follow.
We should probably go with you.
A bad idea.
He's
Why
already
don't
walking
you
away.
Ask, why? Maybe you should ask the others that left.
I'll go over to them and tell them.
We're done with our blasphemous talk.
He's still. Does anybody have a passive perception of 26 or higher? I don't think so, right?
No.
Not a passive, no.
No, but they have vision of me, so I can't stealth from them.
Oh, okay. All right, fair enough. I thought you were trying to. All right.
No. I'm just as I begin to go around this rock, avoiding the pockets of light and heading towards wherever the sound is.
All right. I mean, you're going the right direction. That's
Lucero
fine.
would put their mask on. Can I have vision now?
Yeah. How much dark vision do the goggles tonight give you? Is it 60 feet?
60, yeah.
All right. Sorry, I should have given that to you a while ago. That's my bad.
I can see.
There you go. Okay.
Now you won't be blind anymore.
All right. So
That-
Cursed,
Keep being mean. I'll take the bag back.
Cursed, and the rest of them like stand up, like they're probably sitting down or like leaning up against a stone or something, and they'll follow you. What'd you say to them, Quartz?
Myrkrið, something. We're gonna go investigate. You should probably come with us.
Yeah, they nod and get up to follow. All right. So is that what's going on here? It's not going to be on the map. Like if you're looking around Myrkrið, you can look around all you want. This is going to be quite a walk. to
Okay,
get there.
I'm just heading ahead of the rest of them.
Okay.
Like I don't wait.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Are the rest of you just gonna group up and follow?
Yes, Quartz
Yeah.
is gonna whisper to Lucero. We'll continue this conversation later.
I
I have
imagine.
many more questions.
I imagine.
All right.
I imagine some of those are going to be while the wife is not there.
It's up to you. I will get my answers though.
Ferdy did change over to Abe's form, right? I didn't just do that for no reason. Was that
I'm now in Flo's form.
okay?
The ball.
Okay. Sorry. All right. Let me swap those back. Take this one and put it back here, and then put it on the GM layer. All right. Cool. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put all you guys near each other. Myrkrið, how far ahead of them are you gonna be? Are you gonna just like ditch them entirely?
It sounds like it takes them probably a minute or so before they, because they have to go and warn the others and then
Yeah.
follow.
Yeah.
Also, they don't know where it puts them out of sight.
Yeah. That's for sure. All right, let me see here. Go ahead.
When everyone gathers close to me, I'm gonna cast.
Okay. All right.
And then as we follow in that direction.
So, if we're all doing it, that would make me 31.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah, you guys can roll stealth. It's a +10 to whatever you get.
Woo!
All right. Let me pull this screen up here. And Myrkrið,
come
I
on.
think
There we go.
we're going to have you arrive first. Okay. Holy smokes. Okay. There's that, and I'll pull the rest of you here on in a second. What I'm gonna do, since he took off ahead of you guys, is I'm gonna have him on this screen first. Give him like a minute or so at least.
Oh, great.
of stuff with a heavy armor. With the suicidal character, yeah. So here is what happens, Myrkrið. As you head off into the darkness, we do hear the sound faintly getting louder and louder. It still sounds distant, but you follow it. You follow it for some time. I would say probably at least an hour. So you lose your exhaustion.
Oh. Okay, if it's gonna take that long, then I will after about 10 minutes, I will take one of my I don't know if that would work. I would like to leave some sort of signs for them to follow.
Sure, you can.
So maybe I will scratch into like a rock face just as I go past some sort of mark.
All right.
Actually, I'll just drop a torch. Like an unlit torch.
An unlit torch. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. Some of their sight's not too good, so I might have them make a roll to spot the torches. How many torches do you have?
I have 10. I'm going to drop one every 10-ish minutes until I get there. I don't know how long it'll take, so.
Oof. Okay. Well, hopefully they're able to like follow them with them being that far spread apart.
Yep.
Because over the course of an hour, the terrain does change a bit. Okay. You're on the edge of you guys were on the edge of the Valley of Pain Perfection going into like a lava-y kind of place, but it's also bordered by a different quote-unquote zone. So as you start to get closer to the sound, the first thing that changes is you notice it starts to rain.
Rain?
Yes.
Okay.
It starts off as a spotty, misty kind of sprinkle, but the more you push on, the heavier the rain gets. You don't hear like thunder or anything like that. The wind doesn't really pick up or anything like that. It's just that it's water. It's water falling from the sky. There probably would be clouds at least. But
Abe, it's time for your time. It's time for you to shine with your pet penchant for lightning.
What did you say, Wolfrin?
Yeah, Myrkrid's never experienced rain, so when it starts to rain, he probably looks for cover and stops.
Fair enough.
No, he's a smelly wet dog.
This is a very weird phenomenon.
By the time you get to the area where it starts to rain, you don't see these like lines of lava on the ground anymore. Like there's still a lot of stone in the place that you end up stopping. A lot of dark stone all over the place, but there's no like these cracked lines of lava that give off like a faint glow. There's none of that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I guess Myrkrid will find like an outcropping to get out of the rain.
Yeah, make a survival check.
It's gonna get lost. It's
okay, yeah, okay, perfect, dude. That's your second net 20 today, I think. Okay, so yeah, you're able to find a perfect spot actually. Somewhere where there's like a rock that sticks out and kind of like over, almost like it's a large area too, and it's big enough for you to just like stand up in. But it just doesn't connect with the ground because it's like a really big boulder or something like huge, and one side of it is in the ground or whatever, and then there's like the side of it that's basically like a roof that sticks out over like a large area that you can just walk under, and the ground underneath it is dry and maybe a little bit elevated from the rest of the ground outside. It actually, like, looking at the boulder, it almost looks, actually make a perception check or investigation, I suppose.
For vision, I'm guessing.
For what?
Oh, okay. Sure,
Yeah.
never mind.
Yeah.
It's a 9.
Yeah. Yeah, the boulder doesn't look like it's like it's broken or anything where you're underneath it. It just kind of looks worn away and smooth.
So this is probably the closest to panic that anyone didn't see Myrkrið because no one's there. So yeah, he runs and ducks for the cover. Gets underneath, and then he'll probably spend some time trying to figure out what it is that's happening. So depending on, I'm like, how far behind me are they?
Well, I'd probably say you've been walking now for at least like 15, 20 minutes. So probably at least that far behind you.
Oh, they didn't. So they took a while before they started to follow?
Well, they took at least well, yeah, I guess it wouldn't be 15, 20 minutes. They took at least a minute, right? I'm
probably going to spend at least that long trying to investigate what is happening.
Yeah. It won't be too long before they catch up. I'll give them like maybe 5 minutes tops behind you.
But I'm also being quiet, so maybe they won't even notice me.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give them a chance to roll like perception or something to find your torches.
Sure.
All right. So we just see like run under this cover and take cover. Are you like are you kind of like wild-eyed, kind of freaking out?
Yeah, he's sniffing at the air. He's trying to figure out, like, is this some sort of like a trap that's been sprung?
Yeah.
Eventually, if nothing else happens, he'll like stick a finger out and let a drop hit it.
Okay.
Sniff it. Like he's investigating.
Yeah. Make a perception for smell.
Sure. It's a straight roll. Oh wait. Yeah, this is during the, so I'm still exhausted until.
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay.
Yeah. So 16.
16. All right. It smells like water. It looks like water.
Smells fresh.
Yeah. Smells fresh, clean.
Okay.
It's raining. It's rain. It's real rain. You don't know what that is, but that's what it is. You're just not familiar with it. But yeah, you would be familiar with clean water, so there'd also probably be a hint of like ozone smell, like rain does. I'm not sure you'd recognize that at all. Like, I don't know if you'd know what that smells.
Did you say ozone?
Yeah, like when it rains, you know?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So we see you like take cover under this rock. All right, everybody else. You follow after all stealthy with your plus 10s. I think the lowest we had is a 25. So do you have you don't have disadvantage on that. 24 either way. Nothing spots you. So can I get somebody to make a perception roll to pick up the torches? If somebody's helping you, you get advantage.
I'll help.
Yeah,
Or I'll.
Maki-e will help. I think Candor had better vision, right?
I offer, like, use your nose. That's how we could find Myrkrið.
Nice.
There you go.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Crit 20. All right, great with the crits, guys. Yeah, you pick up the trail, no problem. Maybe like in between torches, there are some places where rock is scratched, where like maybe he turned slightly or something, but you're able to like find this stuff pretty easily. You can even pick up the torches if you'd like. Yeah, you're even I'm gonna go ahead and say end time. Not for an
We're
hour.
almost at 3 hours.
I thought end time was.
We do 4?
Yeah, I thought.
Haven't we always done 4?
We have always done 4.
I'm so confused.
Typically, but I think do we
Kyo's running on
Kyo
no
30?
sleep.
Do we normally end at?
Yeah. If they want to stop early, sure.
10 is fine.
10?
I'm basing it off of what the Twitch channel says because nobody has given me a straight answer, and the Twitch channel says the schedule is according to my time 4:30 to 7:30.
Yeah, I schedule it 3 hours, for sure on the Twitch channel. But I always try to go for like 3.5, 4, typically. But if we can't, it's not a big deal. I actually for Broken, I typically do a little bit shorter sessions. I shoot for 2.5 or 3. But it's fine. Here's what I'll say.
As long as we end by 10.
Okay, so 20 minutes.
That's an extra 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, so 20 minutes. All right. Okay, so you guys track Myrkrið to the outcropping. You're able to do that. Let me go on the right screen. I'll just actually put you guys near each other so I know that you catch up with him. So
Without us all trying to drag to it.
yeah. I mean, there might be a screen here in a moment that we'll go to, but for now,
It's on a different map.
oh crap, that's actually not what I meant to do. Sorry, Maki-e. I'm gonna delete your clone over there. What I meant to do. Wait, did it delete a bunch of people's tokens just now? I think it did.
I don't.
You're on a different map, so we don't necessarily see.
I feel like I lost Quartz's token and a bunch of people. Maybe I need to
It's
reload.
it's still there for me.
They're not showing up on my screen. Let me reload. I think I was gonna I think I accidentally copied and pasted you guys, but I don't know. Something weird happened there. That was weird. Yeah.
When you guys find Myrkrið, he's probably at the tasting the water stage.
There we go. It's fixed. You're at the tasting the water stage.
Yeah, like
Awesome.
cupped hands and tasting it, see if it's safe.
Okay. So
Which I assume it is.
yeah, I mean it's water.
Right.
It's water. It's not gonna poison you. It's not poisonous water. It's just
Wolfrin knows. but
fresh
Myrkrið
water.
doesn't.
You said it's raining, right?
Yeah. It's
Like, is it just coming from like the sky?
Yeah.
Or the clouds?
Like rain normally does.
yeah, like
Other
rain normally
clouds?
does. Yeah.
Other clouds?
Yeah, there are clouds, but there's been kind of like quote unquote clouds the whole time you've been here. The sky is black and smoky with a faint light somewhere far in the distance. Like, there's no ceiling or anything like that for my broken watchers. I know we've used the term lapse a couple times here, so you might be confused. But it's not, you're not underground or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What do you mean I can't use a magic missile to shoot the ceiling?
All right. Oh, okay.
It's called the firmament.
I
Just look it up.
fixed my thing. So there, I pasted all your tokens there when I could have just dragged them like a silly person. There we go. And I'll just do this. Okay. Cool. So do you guys catch up with them? What do you do?
Are you okay, Myrkrið?
There's water falling. It seems safe.
Is it hissing when it like hits the lava?
There's no lava here.
Yeah, correct. There's none of the lava lines and stuff at this part. Like you've kind of moved out of that zone, that territory.
Was there any when the rain started?
I would think that there might have been like faint couple lines right where the rain started, where it was just misting slightly. And yes, it probably would have hissed if you'd seen the water make contact with it. Faint bit of steam.
You all should be careful. It may still be a trap.
What do you think it is?
Well, I see no rivers, so I'm not sure where it's coming from, but maybe something can use the water to sense us.
Can I do a perception check to see if I hear what noise that Myrkrið heard earlier?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I heard it from like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, and you'd have advantage too because he pointed it out to you.
And Hero's Feast.
Or
You are closer. You are closer. I mean, it's a 15, even with a natural 3. I'm gonna say, yeah, you hear something. Make a wisdom save against charm effect. You fail. You don't wait. You have advantage, right? Let me check the.
I have advantage, yeah.
Let me check the DC. I think it was 15, but it's been a while since I looked at it. Load. No, you fail. Okay. So here's what happens. You like.
I'm gonna do this.
If you fail a saving throw or miss an attack, you can roll 2d4 and add it to the total. Okay, do it. Roll 2d4. Okay. All right, you're fine. So yeah, you start to listen and you hear something. It's kind of hard to make out what it is. You do hear kind of like a cadence to it. And it does sound like a person vocalizing, but the sound of the rain is covering it up a bit, like muffling it now. And so it's hard to tell exactly what it is. But you do feel like a compulsion, like a desire to go toward it.
When I hear or when I know that I feel like a charm happen on me, I start to clack my castanets continuously.
You gain the ability, musical notes or words, power script. You start performance lasts until the end. During that time, you and any friendly creatures have advantage on saves against being frightened or charmed. Okay, awesome. You give everybody advantage. Cool.
Just be quiet. They'll hear us.
Quartz, what are you doing?
Something's trying to charm us. I'm gonna try to protect you all.
What's with the bloody charms?
Are you all gonna listen for the
The
sound?
Quartz.
Well, no, I don't mean to Quartz. Sorry. I mean, are you listening
Oh.
for the sound in the distance?
Probably not.
I mean, I told them all about it, so.
Yeah. But I mean, you had to hear it at first. You had to get away from their talking and like when there was no rain, and like really listen to be able to pick it up.
Would passive perception actually matter for this?
Yeah, actually,
We all have really good ones.
That's a good point. I'd say anybody with a passive over, you've gotten a little bit closer, so I'll say 20, which probably is most of you, isn't it?
Yes.
Probably. Yeah.
So
I
anyone with
believe that once I heard that it was trying to do that, I probably would actively not be listening, though.
fair enough. That's a good argument. So don't make the roll. If anybody else feels the same way, you don't have to make the roll. But if your passive is over 20 and you're not actively not listening, make a wisdom save with advantage. I guess you'd have advantage anyways.
Over 20 or
face.
at
There's
20?
some heroes faced. 20
I'll
or
say-
higher.
Yeah, I'll say 20 or higher. Yeah.
Maki is just kind of along for the ride right now in case there's danger, but her passive is 20.
Looking out for moles.
Yes.
You hear one in the
Oh,
distance.
wait. Just a second. I don't think that is March Profit. That is not. That is supposed to have an additional 5. Sorry.
Lucero is an unperceptive little being and just enjoying the rain.
All right. All right. Florentine, you are fine. Maki-e, you are fine. Same thing as Quartz. Basically, you can kind of hear it. Can't make out.
What about our
exactly.
tiefling friends?
Yeah, I guess I should roll for them also.
I'm guessing they don't have high passives, but
I don't think they do. I'll check. I gotta reopen their thing anyways because I reloaded. So, here's Cursed.
maybe he does. He's like a rogue.
Well, he's kind of a bard. He's a roguish bard. Cursive is super cursive. Cursed has a super low one. Let's see. Hands passive is also not very high. Believe it or not.
Do I need to keep making the save?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Because I am listening.
And ruins is actually really low, like dog shit. Let me check one more time. I think once you save, you're fine. It doesn't say that. No, it doesn't say that. I thought it would. Any creature that can't be charmed succeeds automatically. On a fail. Blah blah blah. No.
Oh, yes, I do.
It doesn't say it. I didn't write the ability, so it doesn't say you become immune on a save. So yeah, I guess you do. I guess you do have to make it again.
Okay.
All right, you're fine. Okay.
However often I need to make it, just let me know.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have you make it like every round or anything like that, but it might be like every couple minutes or something.
Okay.
All right. So, I'm not gonna worry about Flesh for the time being. Flesh can't hear it anyways. All right. What are you guys doing?
Get out of the water.
You're all aware of this. Myrkrið is freaking out because rain. It's like
I mean, I'll get on my broom.
It's like when you let your
Smells
dog
like
out
wet
when it's
dog.
raining, and they're like, "Oh, I don't want to go to the bathroom in the rain," and they just come
Yeah.
right back in. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. My dog did that.
Or they
Smell
just
like
stand
wet
at the
today.
door and stare at you like, how dare you make me go out there?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Myrkrið, the water is harmless.
It
You said so
It
yourself.
feels safe, but that doesn't mean that something isn't using it.
That's true, but you led us here, so what do you want to do? You
Can you-
can't just stay here. Do you want to go closer or go somewhere else?
Can you shield us from the water?
Can I shield you from the water? I can shield you if you're really scared. Would you like me
I'm not
to?
scared. I'm being cautious.
Would you like me
We
to
don't know where the water
shield
is
you?
coming from.
I think Quartz is going to play a couple notes, and then she's gonna make him a raincoat.
It better be a yellow one.
Bright yellow.
All right.
Ivy
yeah.
is yellow.
Does it come?
Awesome.
Is there a set? Does it come with little dog booties?
I think she'll match it to whatever clothes he's wearing. He's not wearing any clothes, right? No, he's wearing some. what
No,
is this
just
called?
breeches.
Hey, Nike!
Just brown. Just like brown normal leather
Against
She'll make-
TOS.
She'll make it to that color so that it's comfortable for him.
or cloth.
All right.
What? This won't.
And it has a hood.
Nice.
It has a nice hood. If you wear it, Myrkrið, you can wear the hood over it yourself, and the water won't touch you.
He kind of like sighs and he seems frustrated, but he takes it. Not sure this will help, but sure.
It says I can use it within range and that fits within a 5-foot cube. Could I use shape water to make like an area that the water won't land?
Like you're continuously using it.
Yeah, I think.
Well, it's only like a 5-foot
cube.
cube, so it's not very big.
Link the.
Well, I
link
mean,
the-
like make
link-
like an invisible umbrella over his head.
Link the spell. Okay, you choose an area of water that you can see.
As long as I concentrate on it, I can go for an hour.
You instantaneously move or otherwise change the flow of water as you direct. Up to 5 feet in any direction. So you could change the flow of the water in a 5-foot area, making it fall up if you wanted to, or over to one side, right? Like, so that way when the rain's,
Divert it.
yeah, the rain's coming down, it's instead of landing in the square, it gets shunted to the square next to it, so it doesn't land on you. And it's a cantrip, right? So you could do it indefinitely, pretty much. Yeah, so I think you can make a spot that doesn't get wet from the rain. Yeah.
Seeing that they don't understand, Myrkrið says, many things hunt by sound. Every time one of these things hits you, I can hear it. If I can hear it, maybe something else can. There's a difference in the sound. Simply keeping it from hitting your skin doesn't matter.
I
Should
believe
we
it.
try this in a spot that we're not at then?
Cursed, are there any things here that hunt by sound?
She seems to think for a moment, and says, I mean, yeah, probably.
Should we be wary of the water? Like, weren't you going to lead us to this friend of yours?
Yeah, she nods and she says, she should be out this way somewhere.
And we can trust her.
She seems to consider this. And she says, I think so. I mean, she can be a little unpredictable, but well-meaning, I think. I've never seen her try to cause anyone harm.
Myrkrið nods at Cursed. What did she say?
I repeat exactly what you said verbatim in common.
Luce is just gonna sigh and reach over and poke Myrkrið on the nose and cast tongues on them. And just be like, boop.
It only lasts for
gonna
an
get that
hour,
bitten
by
off.
the way, so Maki-e doesn't have it on her anymore. She doesn't know what's going on with the people who can't speak common.
This will use a 4th level to recast it on themselves. Alright, love.
We can continue if you want, but we may lose the element of surprise.
So, what is this friend of yours like?
She says, you want me to describe her? She says, about yay high, blue skin, green hair, sad all the time.
Sad?
She nods and she says, she doesn't talk about it. I don't know her that well, I suppose. But I do know that she's determined to find a way out of this place, I think, or at least somewhere else outside the city. She doesn't seem to like it there.
When you say sad, do you mean like they cry a lot or like pouty or
Sometimes I think crying, yes, I suppose. She seems like she's dealing with a lot of grief. Do you guys want to end session there?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
All right.
seems about right.
Well, in that case, we cut away. We get like a final scene that's away from you guys. Let me do this so that I can make this work. Let me make it a handout.
Has your Past Without Trace ended, Quartz?
I
just
think
an
it lasts for
hour.
10
Active.
minutes. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so in the end.
Concentration up to an hour.
Let me see here.
Just setting the scene so we can remember what all is going on next time.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
like that. I'm looking for a
For spells
thing.
and stuff.
I'm looking. There it is. I found it. There you are. Okay. Let me do that, and then I'll make it visible. in a second. Hang on, I gotta describe the scene. So we cut away from you guys. We see you like talking under this boulder. The camera pans away from you into the rain. The rain gets heavier. We see the terrain change as the camera moves further and further away from you. The terrain still keeps that rocky, that dark rock sort of tone to it, but we start to see areas where there's puddles, and then a stream, and then like it becomes a small creek, and then we pan across the terrain to this area where all this water is like flowing together, right? And there's like a section of it where it's deep. There's still like rocks jutting up out of it, and you can like walk around in it and stuff. But this deeper section of water, there's all these like outcroppings around sticking up and stuff, and we see this figure standing in the water, sobbing, with her head in her hands. She's like kneeling down on the ground as the camera like pans, like lowers back to the ground, like pans in or zooms in closer to her. As it gets closer, we can see color. Like we could just see like an outline before, and we can see like blue skin, tattered robes, green hair, and then the camera gets really close to where we can see her face, and it's a familiar face. It's different than the last time we saw it. It looks something like this.
She got horns now.
And she like turns and looks at the camera like she has these black tear stains running down her face. And she like looks up to the camera, like the similar to like the same shot, like the first shot we got of her way back when, but with the horns. And then we cut to black. And that's the end of today's session. Good job, guys. Good stuff today. All right, so thank you guys for playing. As always, let's go over experience really quick, because I know some of you guys got to go. So we had no combat today, so you get no XP for combat.
I punched some people.
She did kick loose in the face.
It wasn't
Damage was taken.
It wasn't to
Damage
Must
was
solve
taken.
more problems with violence.
Yeah, it wasn't to the death, unfortunately. If you had killed Lucero,
Oh, trust me, if they make her bad enough, it will be.
all right, we'll save that XP for next time when you kill Lucero.
Next time on whatever the heck this is.
However,
Eating doubles.
I think there's some great RP today. Fantastic RP, especially with the terminology, Japanese terminology coming out of Ella. I thought a lot of that stuff felt really true to the world and the setting, especially as far as all the Arcana stuff goes. So big props for that. And all the sort of backstory we learned about your characters, both of y'all, was really neat. And I thought it was awesome. So thank you.
Yay.
So I'm going to give you guys a 4 for RP. Lore quest stuff. We did make some progress. We still haven't gotten to where I thought we would be last session. So there's that.
I didn't think we would.
Yeah.
You threw rain at us.
Just rain. It's just some rain, guys.
Yeah, but we're gonna die. Everyone
It's
knows
magic
rain.
rain.
Rain means you die.
I will give you through. You know what? I'm gonna give you 2 XP for lore quest stuff.
Hey, you got a lot
Didn't
of
we,
loose backstory.
Yeah.
Let's say we
That's
got a lot
fair.
of lore.
That's fair. That was lore. Yeah. That does qualify.
Yeah, Maki-e also told a lot of lore, like the
Yeah, we
There
got
was
to
a
see
lot
the
of spout
23rd
lore.
district.
You did get
Yeah.
to see the 20. Yeah, you got to see. That's okay. You know what? I was gonna bump it up to a 3, but I'll bump it up to a 4.
I also didn't
Yay.
realize that the tieflings came down here from somewhere. Also, I thought they were like born here or something. Maybe that was me.
Well, last session we learned that
Quartz.
out of character we learned that the satyr who left our group, the Fadark group, is flesh, fetid flesh.
Cursed with flesh or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But that was an out of character thing that we
Yeah.
got. That's not
Yeah.
our character.
That was just for the audience, but yes.
Her name should totally be Marred with Flesh.
Marred with
Yeah.
Flesh is actually good. I actually like it. So I struggled with her name. I'll actually change it to Marred with Flesh.
rename.
I'll do that. I like it better than Fetid
Awesome.
Flesh.
We get another cool point.
Marred.
Right.
Marred with Flesh.
I'll
For a
give you
cool name.
I'll give you an extra cool point for that. Sure. There is a lot of cool stuff today too.
So that's 4 + 4 + 1.
Plus at least one. I'll bump it up to a 3. So that puts you guys at 11 today.
Level. Right.
Which
Yes.
I think it's pretty good for a no combat session. That's pretty dang good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, talking.
So about the tiefling thing, we don't know that they can't be born here. I will say, you don't know that they all came from somewhere else. Like, it's entirely possible with Cursed's story, for example, that she didn't come from somewhere else. Marred did, obviously. Here's my question. Granted what you know about Mar and potentially Melora too. I mean, we did see the picture. What do you think is the deal with Hands? Like, Hands looks different from the rest of them. Smaller, right? Like,
He's
Probably a
gnome.
different race to start out with.
yeah.
Mhm.
I mean,
Maybe. a
Wolfrin
halfling
says
or
gnome.
halfling.
Gnome
Or halfling.
Gnome or halfling potentially. Yeah, I think is
Or a
Wait,
child.
how tall is?
Yeah,
Ian?
could it also just could be a child.
could
Yeah.
be, I suppose, but
Could be
he
a child, yeah.
doesn't act very much like a kid.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
like,
but I mean,
when he
being
got
down here.
sent there, when he got sent there, he
Kinda-
was a kid, and depending on how long he's been there.
Wait, Marith did not. Wait, was that the name of his character? Tim's other gnome character didn't die, did he?
I don't think he did. No, I don't think so.
Hmm.
Was he one of the
The
kids
one
at
with
the
B
beginning?
team?
The one
Yeah,
that stabbed
Marin.
Timothy.
Marin
Oh,
was
B
his
team,
name.
yeah.
Marin was his
Marin.
name.
Oh, that was the right name.
Yeah, Marin's part of the B team still. As far as
Kind of.
I know.
Do you guys
He
know?
kind of turned on us.
Yeah.
Do you guys know of a halfling that died? Maybe.
Oh,
Drogo.
Kekupe.
You're
Oh, and Drogo.
Drogo.
Kekupe.
I
Was
guess
Drogo a
Kekupe just
halfling?
disappeared. Technically.
We don't know that Kekupe died. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think Drogo was a halfling.
Drogo was a
True.
halfling. Yeah.
Oh.
It was, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's just somebody else. Who knows? Maybe some stranger.
Halfling.
But okay, cool. So thank you guys for playing. Awesome job today as always. Pleasure playing with you guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, all the links I'm about to shout out are in the description down below. But for those here on the Twitch, I will link them in the chat. If you enjoyed the video or the stream, make sure to head over to the other channels. It's Ramblinman TV everywhere. Please leave like and subscribe. As I gotta say that, apparently it's like in my contract.
Probably should, yeah.
First things
His
first.
evil genie contract.
The Discord server is public and it's free, and you can see memes and stuff. So there's a link for that if you want to jump in and see all the chaos. You can do that. You can also check out the art page for Vash, Wolfrin's A-Team character at deviantart.com/Jessica Peguerrero. Here's the link for that. I think that might be it. I mean, I'll post my link tree, but I don't know. I feel like if you're even watching this, you already know. But here's that. It's all my stuffs. I'm probably going to add more to it soon. I don't know. Maybe I'll check out Kick or something. I don't know. That's what everybody's telling me to do. That's all I got. Is anybody else? Did I miss anything? Does anybody else got anything? No. All right. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out, you guys. Have a fantastic week. So, tomorrow we don't have anything. Wednesday we'll be back with some more Broken Wednesday night. If you want to tune in for that sci-fi tabletop RPG, and then I think our next game after that is Forest Flesh on Monday, and then there will be maybe some Haze Crux, Miasma Masquerade on Tuesday, Broken Wednesday that week, and
are we playing next Monday? Because I know Ella said that you guys...
That's right. Ella's not gonna be able to be here. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe we'll do something else instead, or we can play. I don't know, like a game we haven't played in a while or something. I don't know. We probably won't be having this game next week at the very least, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll let you know. Keep an eye on the social medias at that link tree that I just put in. But we'll figure it out. I'll let you guys know on Twitter or something. Everybody have a great week, great night. Love you all. Take care. Bye, folks.
Good night.
And remember, the rain will kill you.
Peace.
Where is it coming
will.
from?
There's no rivers here.
Bye, guys.